What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action spawning in the left side of the screen. We do have Suppe with his bowl of soup. And we also have his opponent today is Kimo. This is an absolute blockbuster game here. I reckon people would pay hundreds of dollars to see these guys do a serious show match, and we're getting it today in this tournament. We got Suppe. He's been playing since the dawn of time with Age of Mythology. He's been top 10, top 1. He's been one of the strongest players for so long. Kimo's been the most winningest player in recent history for Age of Mythology of the Titans. He has won the most tournaments, the most S-tier tournaments in the past 4 or 5 years. Definitely a player to look out for in this tournament. As always, going to be playing on the map mega competitive, mega random, as we're going to be jumping into it right away. Spawning in the top of the map in the red color, playing as Zeus. His name is Kimo. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Kronos. His name is Suppe. This is completely opposite to what I thought was going to happen here in this game. I thought that 100% we were going to be seeing like Odin versus Ra or something like that. But we see Kimo deciding, I think rightly so, to go in with Zeus here. And for some reason, Suppe decided to go in with Kronos is a very, very interesting decision. I'm not 100% sure what the Kronos pick is about on this map. What the point is, I don't fully understand, as I magically make the scoreboard appear there because I forgot to set it up, because that's just how much professional I am. Anyways, now we can start focusing on the game. So, Kronos versus Zeus. This is a matchup that I'm super unfamiliar with. I've not seen this very much at all. I don't know where the advantages for Kronos come in this matchup, because Zeus here is going to be able to do centaur hoplite hippocon here like normal against Uranus, except the Kronos doesn't have an answer for those centaur at all, because not only, first and foremost, his units are slower, so he's going to lose more units to centaur raids in this matchup. Secondly, Kronos' heroes move even slower. So the hero bonus from memory is something like an extra 10% speed. So the hero Momillo, instead of going up to like 4.95 speed, they'll be up 4.5 speed or something like that. They're really slow. Same too for the Terma. Instead of 5.9 speed or whatever, I can't remember exactly the thing, they're going to be at 5.5 speed. So super slow, not going to be the easiest thing to deal with here in this game. We're going to have to wait and see what Suppe's going to come up with here, because I'm not sure that even he has got an idea here in this matchup. Now, there is a very interesting idea for Kronos, at least at the very early stages of this matchup, is to try and get in on the hunt early with the Oracle heroes, having Oracles with focus here. Focus Oracles technically are about as strong as a Momillo hero. So you can actually find yourself getting some advantages by making Oracle Scouts and valoring those, or even manually heroizing the Oracle Scouts as well. So we do have a temple coming up now for Kimo over here, and he is going to be getting going in his game as well. We'll see how things are going to go here, as Suppe's got his economic guild down. He's getting his temple down. So it's a very, very standard 430 advance here. As the scouting is coming through on this map, this is yet again another very, very low hunt competitive mega random. I feel like we've been getting somewhat unlucky with these competitive mega random iterations. I think if you go through and see exactly what you can get on this map, it can be really, really high hunt a lot of the time. But this one is just all the hunt seemingly in the main base, which means that Suppe's early valors here aren't going to do all too much. Kimo getting out an early Jason actually going to be making no sense here from the perspective of Kimo, because he, like, if he's scouted at all, he's going to realize that Soup's villagers are all just going to be sitting in his main base, and you're not going to be able to raid those because there's just no hunt anywhere on the map. If we take a quick look around, we see a random cow over here. We've got the wolf over on this location, a wolf over here. We've got berries over here, berries over here. Just not much food at all on this map. A very barren wasteland here. We do have the map here helping out to make it just a little bit more defensive with these oasis-style cliffs in the middle of the map. No wood there, but you can definitely use those to make walls and create some chaos. So we'll see how that's going to go as the temple is going to be moving in onto this position. And honestly, this is actually a great fake here from Soup in a way. So long as he doesn't lose the Prometheus to the Jason straight away, he can just let the Prometheus pop out here and then time shift the temple back home. In fact, it's exactly what it looks like he's going to be doing here. That Prometheus probably going to be spawning out of this. No, it's going to get home in time. But an interesting play there from Soup as the Jason walks away as the Promethean does pop out here. And I like this idea, but he needed to not run that in onto the Jason. He's going to be able to run around the enemy base here with that Promethean Offspring and get some damage done. But the Centaur will be out. The Prometheans here, as Kronos, you get extra speed on your Promethean Offspring, but it just doesn't matter when there's a Centaur here because the Centaur is going to be able to shoot said Promethean with its special and almost one-bang it. So it does 79 damage there as it's just waiting around the back. The Jason going to come over here. Soup not paying attention, going to be losing 1, losing 2. There goes that advantage in the early stages here as we do see the town center, however, coming up for Soup very, very early here as Sylvan Law coming through for Kimo. I like this build here from Soup. I think you can get the town center down a little bit earlier, like at about the 4-minute time if you actually do the build order in a little bit of a different variation. But the idea is here, Soup's going to have Terma popping out while he does this so that he's going to be able to defend himself against, say, like an early Centaur coming down onto this position. He's got his oracles out already. He's actually already got focus here as well. So the oracles can sit over here and defend against the early Centaur coming in onto this position. The citizen also gets hero on that location there as well. As Kimo now moving in onto this position, we do see the Oracle ready to start shanking away as the citizen here. He sees the town center, and what is the reaction going to be here for Kimo? He's got himself I call this a metric shit ton of cows. He's got 12 cows here, but is that going to be enough to make a one town center play of some variety work here from the side of Kimo? I think the answer for that question is most likely no here, and Kimo needs to make a decision incredibly fast to either go for a second town center or commit to some sort of timing attack onto this town center. So like hoplites only. He needs to stop, like move away from the stable and go straight into like hoplites here to mass attack this town center and take it down and get an advantage, or just like get a town center here himself. Or look to go to like a Mythic Age. I'm not sure he's got the resources for a Mythic Age, but it might be possible here to make that work. As the citizen or the Centaur are coming in to push those citizen off of the chickens there. Use those special attacks as fast as you can to get some good damage done onto Soup's army here. Soup's just going to be sitting inside of his base. We see the heroes moving forward for Kimo as he's trying to figure out somewhere to attack on this location. He's now got 3 citizens as the Oracle hero does pick up boots and kick everything. That's huge. Ladies and gentlemen, extra 10% hero movement speed actually boosts those Oracle heroes up to 5.2 speed, which is gigantic when you think about it, because it allows the oracles to move faster than 5.0 speed, which is going to be able to allow them to catch up to those centaurs fast, but also dodge the centaur fire, dodge everything. Absolutely huge. And we do see Kimo opting for the second town center. I think this is a fantastic idea. It's got a really safe gold mine over here. I think that's going to be a fantastic move here in this game. As we see the centaur moving in onto this position, the citizens will have to retreat into the watchtower. I feel like the citizens can just move back into the cows here, get himself upgrades there as well. Soup might even think about trying to get his third town center behind all of this if he is greedy enough. He's got the resources to drop it fairly soon here, as the Terma, Oracle, and the Catapulti here will be able to take out that Jason as it does try to retreat, but not able to in the end there, as Kimo pulling back. He's still looking for something to take out here. These 3 Centaur will be able to pick off unit after unit here as we see the Valor getting thrown down there. Bolt onto one of those Hero Terma as the unit's retreating back. Did we see another Oracle get converted? No, the Hero Terma over here does get converted. And let's look at the speed of this. He's 5.83, so it's just as fast as a Uranos Terma here. That's That's so big for Soup in this matchup. We'll see how things are going to go here. As the town center is now through for Kimo. He's on his cows over here. Does he have husbandry? Yes, he does. Still searching around. Still trying to find something to attack here. But Soup's playing it well. Honestly here, when Soup sees this second town center, there's a world where Soup can just chuck everyone, and it kind of looks like he's doing this, can kind of just chuck everyone onto food and just go for the heroic gauge here. Drop farms, not build a single thing, and just go for the heroic age. And that might be enough to help him, as we do see. It looks like the centaur almost gets picked off there, as it is going to be retreating away for the time being. Good micro there from Soup. Kimo still not being able to find any damage done with his centaurs. He's not building centaurs anymore. Slowly starting to put farms down in his base as well. Double military academy coming down, and Kimo, man, Kimo's going for this attack with his hoplites. But I don't think it's the way to go once you've gone 2 town centers, because the Kronos player, he can just start making... I think he's got enough time here, basically, to get an army out or get to the heroic age and just sack the town center if he needs to, going for like something different in the same way. As the centaur moving back in onto this position, still trying to work out where Soup is sending his units. But Soup is all in on this town center over here, trying to defend as the hoplites converging on this position. And Soup at this point here, he's just spamming units out. So I'm completely wrong about a fast heroic behind all of this. But he's going to be able to defend this fairly... I think it might be a little bit difficult still for him to defend in the classical age. Even though he does have those heroes out, it's still going to be quite a difficult time ahead of him, as the centaur will be retreating back here, looking for something else. I like that wall over here from Soup. He needs to get a house or mana down on this position. He's already moving on to his second gold mine, which I think is a fantastic idea to boot, as the mana getting time shifted onto that position. And Soup now pushing forward with his army. He's got a really strong army base here. The Promethean's doing a lot of damage over here with that. Odysseus is going to be able to pick them off very, very fast here. So the centaur going to be moving back onto this position as the Hero Mamula getting taken out relatively slowly. The Caraballister in the back here starting to get taken down. Where's that Catapulti? No Catapultis over here, as we do see good micro here from Soup to pull his Caraballister away. Remember, Kronos Caraballister move at 4.24 speed, which is a little bit faster than the Uranus unit, so utilizing that for a little bit of an advantage there as well, as the Hero Mamula coming through to take down some of those centaur. The centaur going to be retreating back to the main base over here, as we see the units not quite able to get any more advantage in this game. But look at the population for Soup. He is in a fantastic position. You can start thinking about getting upgrades. He's getting shaft. Mike can throw down farms here. Plenty of wood in the bank here to make that work. You can also think about getting his third town center here as well, getting to the heroic age. Lots of options here. As Kimo's pulling back into his base, 92 of 120 population. Still plenty of population, however, for Kimo to defend here as he's moving over onto this gold mine. I would love to see a wall get thrown up here by Kimo as well to make sure that's nice and defensive there. As a villager getting sniped there, that haphazardly placed farm looking like it's biting Kimo in the bum here, as he could have put it next to his town center kind of anywhere he liked, but putting it a little bit off there for the reason of maybe trying to allow his villagers to grab those cows a little bit easier, I guess. Has to be the reason there. As the military academy getting torn down on the front here, as Soup getting closer and closer to be able to click up to the next age, pushing through these Caraballs are going to do so much damage to those hoplites. They're all like wedged in onto the same area over here, as a Hippocon trying to make its way through, but gets picked off before it even gets close. Beautiful play here from Soup, as all the hoplites getting taken down. Do we see an armory up somewhere? Yes, we do. So that's going to be heroic age coming through very, very shortly here for Soup as well, as he's kind of still sticking at that 130 population, but he kind of needs to retreat here as well now that those centaur are coming in. And we do see Soup deciding to go through Rhea here in this game. I'm excited for this. I love this this god path. I think that it's really good for Kronos against any of the big myth unit using civilizations, especially Greek, because not only can you like snipe, say, a Medusa or a Colossus for yourself, but you could also steal the Heliopolis, which is absolutely gigantic for the Kronos game plan in like the early Mythic Age, for example, when using Vortex and things like that. But we'll see how it's going to go, though, because Kimo's now going to start getting his economy in order. He's got no wood at the moment. Has he pulled everyone off wood here? It looks like he's only got a handful of villagers on wood as he's just about to finish up the cows, getting his armory out over here. He's just spending his wood really nicely. Beautiful economic management at this point as the settlement is going to be coming through over here. We see 4 centaur pole marks in onto this position as the man are going to be moving over here. The army swinging around here for Soup, trying to defend this as well. Rhea just about to pop, which will mean heavy infantry will immediately come through. We do see the immediate trader there onto one of those centaurs. The citizen lives with 1 HP here as the army coming through. We do have that Hero Miller going to be able to chase down those centaur as well. The Terma on the back here going to do some good damage to boot as well as the Promethean going to be able to basically pick off a centaur there as the Terma come through to pick off the other centaur as well. And Kimo's army gets completely massacred here on this position. He's sitting down at 110 population. I must have thought he could have won that fight there, but I think you've got to realize that if you haven't done any damage to a Kronos and he's been on 2 town centers for longer than you, you are very much behind in the economy until you've managed to survive in the game. As the Odysseus goes down there, the army has to retreat back. The town center has been denied a little bit by that hoplite on this location, but we'll see how things are going to go as the Momillo come through here to take out the hoplites on that position. The army now pushing through here as well as they're going to be completely fine on that position. Kimo now going to be going up against Soup's heavy infantry coming through. We see a palace on the front as well for Soup. We'll have to wait and see if Soup is going to be going for like some sort of temple shenanigans with the behemoth as Kimo at this point here is run out of food. He's got himself how many farms left over here? 9 farms, 12 farms, 15 farms. On this position over here, he's got 20 farms down. I like the farm placement, to be honest, by Kimo. It's a little bit unorthodox, but I do like it in the end here. But now we've got heavy Murmillo against these medium hoplites. Such a big advantage for Soup moving forward as his Carabalis is still doing huge amounts of damage. We do see the Terma managing to come through, get a couple more shots onto the Centaur as they're retreating back. This Centaur of Soup still moving forward, trying to get some good damage done onto the enemy Kimo Centaur, but does end up falling there as we see the Jason coming in onto this position as well. Atlas now coming through, however, for Soup. He's not going for the Vortex, which I do prefer. I prefer Vortex in this matchup. Atlas, though, going to come through. He's going to be able to drop that down potentially on this town center over here and go for a town center grab or put a huge amount of pressure onto this town center to try and grab that one and get a tangible advantage in this game. As the army going to be retreating back here, we see some more units coming out. We've got the Arca starting to spew out here for Soup as well. He's sitting at 137 of 145 population. Kimo's at 124 of 130 population, getting himself the medium archers. Kimo kind of needs to just grab that town center and kind of pray here for some sort of ability to get back into this game because he's behind on the score, but it's not as big as you would think because a lot of that is in the 2 relics, which Soup does have. However, he's still behind and he is still trying to fight here as Heart of the Titans also coming through for Soup as he might want to consider making heavy destroyers or champion destroyers, I should say, to come and get some really, really big damage going through. Not only that, look at these destroyers moving straight in onto the Toxote line. Kimo realizes he's got to retreat back now, marking this a little bit too difficult for him. As Atlas just about to pick, we see the town center coming up over here as some military buildings getting dropped down for Soup. Soup's going to probably reroute his army over onto this side. He could also decide to like time shift a palace or something onto this position. Look at all the resources in the bank for Soup moving forward. He's also got this Oracle Scout over here. So imagine a palace getting time shifted onto this location as well, for example, as Horns of Consecration coming through. I don't actually, while that upgrade, I don't think it's very good. It's still worth grabbing. It's only 200 of favor, and it does get you, if you've got 3 town centers, roughly 3 favor, not 3 favor, 1.5 favor-ish every minute if you've got 3 town centers. A little bit more than that, but it's about 11% boost to your favor income as the units retreating back over here. We see villagers getting pushed off of this location as Atlas will probably just get dropped down. He's got the implode ready to push down on here, and Kimo doesn't even want to play it out as he's about to get greeted by champion infantry, implode, and everything else in this game. Kimo's got to be thinking to himself, how did he fall so far behind in this one? I think he just made some very, very poor strategic decisions here, trying to push out, trying to deny the Kronos buildings instead of just playing defensive here has to be the idea for the Zeus. If the Kronos grabs 2 town centers, My idea, to be honest, as Zeus would be to just grab 3 town centers, to be honest. You've got yourself ceasefire, so you can hold on for a little bit longer. He's got a safe gold mine over here. He's got plenty of cows, and he just has to set up farms. So going for a fast 3 town center behind the initial first 3 centaur could have been a really good way here for Kimo to play. But yeah, dropping those double military academies that he dropped at the start didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. That kind of felt like a 1 town center strategy in the end there from
Boit, I
Kimo.
love you and missed you, buddy.
Ricky G, I love you and missed you as well. How you going, my friend? Thank you for the bits. Welcome back. But yes, so hoplites, mass hoplites here could have worked to take that town center down with all of those cows being here. He probably could have made enough hoplites and centaurs to just push through, kill this town center off, and put Suppe onto the back foot as option number 1. Option number 2 would have just been grab 3 town centers and try and boom towards the late game and just allow the Kronos some map control here. Sit on your gold mine over here, potentially Underworld to grab a 3rd gold mine, or try and take a town center down in the Mythic Age or something like that. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this one, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.